Hello, humans. If you heard these guitar tones, would you think they were from a Strat, or would you think they're from a Les Paul? Today I want to talk about a guitar I bought from one of those Chinese websites. It's not like Alibaba or anything like that. It was called the Top Guitar Company. And I bought this about 10 years ago. And I always see people like, oh, should I try buying one of these cheap Chinese knockoffs? Is it worth it? Well, I'm going to show you what happened in my situation. First off, when I ordered this, they let you pick any kind of guitar you want and they'll customize it. So I always wanted one of the Black Beauties, but one of the ones that has, the Bigsby, and has the 3 pickup configuration. But I wanted to go even more deeper than that. I wanted to do 3 quad buckers. So basically, you would have 6 humbuckers. You'd have 2 humbuckers in the neck, 2 humbuckers in the middle, 2 humbuckers in the bridge, and they could all be split. So you could get a complete Strat tone, or you could get a complete Les Paul tone. However, DiMarzio stopped making the multi-bucker, which was awful. One of the greatest pickups ever made. If you ever find one, buy it. It'll be your favorite. I couldn't find one, but I found these quad buckers from Dragonfire pickups, which I really love. So I threw them in here. Another weird thing, when I ordered it, I could have gotten the Gibson logo, which is awful. That's aside from the fact that that's like copyright infringement, that's lame. So instead, I just had them put my name on it, and the Yellow Submarine, of course, is an add-on for me. I'm obsessed with the Beatles. And so I had that. I had the Grover tuning pegs like you would normally get. The push-pulls are on the tone knob. I had them set up a certain way. This was designed by Bill Fells. Now, Bill Fells has built guitars from everyone from Jimmy Buffett to Kirk Hammett, and he's from the Orlando Guitar Factory. Now he's in EFG Guitars in Altamont in Florida. If you're in that area, he is the best guitar builder, the guitar repair guy on the planet. But I digress. So how we had it is the bottom push-pull splits these two, the humbucker and the middle. The next one splits the neck pickup. So you can get pretty much any kind of Strat tone you would ever possibly want to get. And you can do a weird combination of humbuckers and single coils. It's really, really cool. It's a warhorse for just about anything if you're in the studio. If you don't want to bring a bunch of Strats or a bunch of Les Pauls, you want to have the best of everything. To me, this guy's it. So I'll show you a couple of tones with this, and we'll start with the clean tones so you can really hear the difference between the humbucker and the single. Let's try that. All right, I got some clean tones dialed up here. These pickups sound fantastic. I have them split right now in the middle position. Let's go right from the bridge. Has a great squawk like a Strat. Now here's the middle. Again, they're both coil tapped. Way more meat. It's got the best of both worlds, where you get that squawk, that duck sound from a Strat, and you also get a little bit more warmth, low end. I really dig the neck pickup split. It does, to me, that doesn't sound like a Strat, but it has a great. It's like a weird in-between sound. Then you put the coil tap back in. Now we're at just a straight Les Paul neck. Way more low end. And with some classic distortion, it has some bite. Let me just swap this around and we'll try some of that. All right, so now I've added some gain to this. I'm going to start with the bridge coil tap. Still has that sparkle. Now here's the middle, the all coil taps. It would be bridge and middle coil tap. Still got a lot of that low end bite. And then we'll have the neck position coil tap. And I always find the neck pickups have a little bit of mud in them. Now I'm going to put the coil taps back in, so this is full throttle on the bridge. Definitely a humbucker. Same one coil tap. Way more crunch with the brittle breakup of a Strat. Now in the middle, with them all split, I think it's best of both worlds myself. Then you can really add the really heavy metal distortion to test out how it sounds. I always think when you put a lot of heavy distortion, you're covering the actual tone anyway, so it's going to be a little bit, less descript to hear the difference. But let me do a little swapperoo here. All right, now we got some real serious metal distortion on this. This thing takes no prisoners when you have the quadbucker on full. So this is the bridge pickup, 100% open, not coil tap. It sounds like it's sucking in sound. It's so heavy. I love it. Now, when I coil tap it, you're going to get a little bit more hum. I don't hear so much because the gate probably caught it, but it doesn't hum so much like a 60 cycle hum, but it hums a little bit. This is coil tap. Still pretty heavier, but I think it's way heavier with them in. And it has some decent tones in the middle as well. It's a lot more muddy to my taste, though, so I can split and ball. And of course, the neck position. We are still coil tapped on the neck position. Still has some warmth to it, like really thick sludge. When it's in all the way, it's almost too tubby. It's tubby. Now, I love the majority of those tones. A lot of the neck ones I kind of shy away from because I'm way more of a Fender guy. And I kind of bought this with the idea of being both best of both worlds. It's going to be a Les Paul, it's going to be a Strat, it's going to be both. But there were some problems. So I ordered the guitar, and I could not get it to stay in tune. Now, when you get a Bigsby, it's hard to keep it in tune anyways. And I actually solved that problem with the Diodario friction remover in the nut, giggity. And as long as you keep the nut lubed, giggity, it actually stops it from going out of tune. It's really not the bridge that makes you go out of tune so much as the actual friction in between the nut and the strings. Unless, of course, this is just falling in the wrong space, which it wasn't. And we put roller saddles on the bridge, so I'm using the whammy bar. The wheels spin, so it keeps it in tune a lot. But the problem why it was going out of tune is the bridge was not in the right position. It was too far back, so we couldn't get the guitar to be intonated. So Bill Fells had to reroute it and put the bridge in the right spot, and you can barely tell it's there. He did such a good job of covering it up. I mean, to be fair, he did such a good job of wiring this thing in general. But it turned out to be fantastic after all was said and done. I mean, it's got some weird things on it, too. I got my little Beatles knobs I got off Etsy, the Abbey Road ones, because the Beatles are my favorite band. If you don't know that, now you know. And, of course, the Yellow Submarine John Lennon truss plate that I got from Guitar Heads, I believe is where I got that. Guitar Heads, yeah, that's what it is. Grover tuners. It's pretty great, but it didn't start that way. So I paid for this about $1,000, and I think I put in almost as much money fixing it. So was it worth it? No. If I had to do it again, I would absolutely not do this again. It turned out good because, I was lucky enough to have Bill Fells close by and, a real, true luthier at my disposal. Not everybody has that. I mean, you might be living someplace where there's not a luthier near you, so it's not worth it. So if you're thinking of getting one of these cheap guitars off of, Alibaba, you really got to think about this. Do you want to change all the hardware that's in there? Because those pickups are going to suck right off the bat. These pickups that were in here were so awful. They were squealing even when there was almost no distortion in them. There was barely a little bit of fuzz and they were squealing. You don't want to have that happen to you. You're not going to bring a guitar to a gig like that. But if you're going into that knowing it's still going to be cheaper than something you love, even after you put in hardware and pickups, then by all means, go for it. Because I honestly believe you can take a crap guitar and put in good pickups, a good bridge, good tuners, and it's going to be amazing. The question is it worth it? And in my mind with this one, it wasn't. But I made it good. Or I should say Bill Fells made it good. I kind of just, shelled out the money. So just something to think about. And again, thanks for watching my bids, humans. Bye.